So hello and welcome people back to Let's Play Hybrid Heaven. Now that we have the new renewed key, we can actually climb the this location over here that we pretty much skipped past before. And I completely missed out on that box, did I? Or no, do I pick it up? No, I never do pick it up.
Nico, you're killing me here.
Oh no, I do. I was just avoiding the bombs skillfully, didn't get hit by one of them.
Yeah, that's totally what we're
This is
doing,
what
yeah.
me of half a year ago did right there. And this is why you avoid stairs.
Because they take a while.
No, actually, once you get on top of them, that's an automatic animation up. If there is like a shitload of bombs right up there, yeah, you're a sitting duck. They can see you. You can't do anything about that. And see here, this was a good placement for that bomb, because he was he was facing away from you, right as you were entering the doors. And that other one, and like this. This is like in this situation, this is something that you wouldn't normally really like super need to do.
Gotta sneak up on it.
Can't really do that, sadly. Just gonna have to jump. Yes, that's really the best way to get rid of most of them. Just aggro them and jump. Most of the times they can't follow.
Or a gump, if you will.
Well, hello there, Vine Man.
Cthulhu's distant cousin.
Now he, as you saw, he actually waits until he fills his meter before approaching you. But yeah, because
it's the smartest enemy we faced.
But because he runs up to you, you want to capture him like right as he's still running. Because then this happens. He just runs straight into you. And yeah, see, the three options. Reversal is basically counter for is basically a counter for like getting grabbed, but just as counter, it barely ever works. So if you value your life, just take the fall.
You're gonna have one fucking buff right arm and right leg.
Exactly, that's the plan. Technique, backbreaker. Actually, the enemies will reset their getting up animation when you decide to do a technique on them, which is very considerate of them. Because I can just keep doing this.
Oh my god.
Of course, it's not terribly effective, but once we have 5 turns loaded, you know, just stop. For now, neither of the techniques are like super powerful, and this is what happens when you actually like cancel a turn. You lose a bit of your power bar, which is not ideal. Which is why you always want, to like be decided whenever you are actually using any kind of technique, whenever you're pressing the button to choose to do something.
Commit.
Yes, you gotta commit, because I guess they figured out that actually pausing the battle gives you too much advantage.
Yeah.
Since you know how we discussed how the you can see the how the animation works. And by the way, you can, most of the times, you can actually jump off of the edge if it seems like it. Like, I could have actually jumped over there, but it would cause me to die. Like, I mean, over the edge into the abyss. There are actually very few, there are actually very few invisible walls in this game. Yeah, fuck you all. And you specifically. God damn it. Like, see, this is why it's better to just run past them. Like, even in this situation, you will likely not get hit because it takes them a second to react to you, which is considerate. Well, I don't really like that sound. I like this flame a lot less too, so,
Let's just leave.
You know...
Just shoot it.
Yeah, not usable. Those are enhancers, we can't actually use them. But yeah, here I was like, yeah, this is a razor. We can use this, and now our defense is up by 17, which is quite a lot actually. But yeah, we're leaving.
Same result by eating a hard nut.
We're leaving. Fuck it. Not interested in whatever you're selling. Go to hell. But yeah, because this enemy was from a spawner, we get to fight him again.
Can you blow those spawners up? Is that a thing you can do?
No, but actually when you have used the spawner enough times, it stops spawning monsters whenever you enter. So they are actually a very valid way of grinding, which I take advantage of shortly. It's nice that they actually put this up right as you know, there totally isn't going to be a boss right near that flame, right? And this is the last time I try to do a reversal, I think, because like I said, it just isn't worth it. I am actually not exactly sure what what your body injury does. I think it prevents you from like, it doesn't prevent you from doing any techniques. I think it just makes it so that you receive more damage, or maybe your stamina recovers slower. But I've never tested it enough. So like, most of the other ones are very straightforward. It's like leg injury, can't use that leg. And you also move slower. Arm injury, cannot use that arm. Head injury, you can't do anything. Dang it. But yeah, this is mostly why you... He's relentless.
For real.
This is why you actually, this is why you want to specifically invest into always guarding, because taking damage is just, see, double S.
That's still not an S rank, Nico.
God damn it,
I'm
Ron.
gonna have to ask you to step it up a notch there.
But double S is the max rank you can get in this game.
I'm gonna have to ask you to actually aim for an actual S rank, not this fake S rank bullshit you're selling me here.
It's supposed to be an S rank and then not a double S rank.
Exactly.
You pleb.
Exactly.
But yeah, right now I'm just going to run back to the save point, because, you know, free heals and also not gonna have to redo all of that stuff ever again. And the save point is relatively close by. They're actually really nice about that. While the enemies can kill you almost instantly if you get unlucky, the save points are never more than a few, like 2 minutes away walk.
Right.
Yeah, just gonna that. Wasn't oriented the exact right pixel for it to register. And here I was just experimenting whether or not there was actually something hidden over here, but there wasn't. But there is something there. Guarded by that freaking bomb. And I probably can, yeah, I can reach it. Was it worth the effort? Yeah, actually it was. But not for a long while. We actually have absolutely no use for this as of now. Simply because... yeah, and I'm never going back there, so let's just get rid of it. Yes. I actually have you actually have no use for using the medium medicines just yet because you have so little HP. You can heal pretty much almost to the max with just the standard ones. Because basic medicine is 100 HP or at least a third. So currently it's fuck me. I do love how the stairs are actually treated as a wall. By the way, it is actually skippable to fight the enemy. You can just run around him and go to the exit. That's also applicable.
Yeah, but then we couldn't fucking body slam into the dirt.
This is true. And here I got let him grab me because I wanted to test out a new technique. Still not one of my favorites. The best part is like it really is like this game does grinding really well in that regard, where it's not necessary in order to complete the game, but it's rewarding in multiple ways at once. Because first of all, like every battle pretty much yields a stat upgrade. You don't have to reach some arbitrary experience level for that. And on top of that, like, you know, the standard thing of getting items, you also increase your techniques. Like every time I use a technique or a punch or a kick, it becomes stronger. Also for using specific body parts, they become stronger. And also, when I get pummeled by the enemies, I learn techniques. So even though...
So you're a blue mage?
Basically, yes. So, like I said, even though the grinding isn't necessary to beat the game, it's very rewarding and fun to do. But yeah, something I think I forgot to mention about the stamina bar, because it's not really gonna be much relevance. It recovers quite quickly after you use a technique. But the important part is it functions like the Monster Hunter recovery, as in it drops to a certain point from your max, and so long as you don't use another technique in that time that it takes for it to recover, it will recover completely. However, if you do use another technique, that point at which it stopped recovering is gonna be your next max. like for the rest of the battle. Well, of the automatic recovery.
I don't like the look of this.
So the bosses in this game are a little bit of a mixed bag because they actually they have, unlike the regular enemies, which I want to say like 90 for the 97%, they have things that you can do. Like I'm saying 97% because certain types of enemies will spam usable items. However, bosses have special moves which you cannot learn or really react to.
But damn, do they come with good music.
Yes. And these moves, thankfully, in general, are not like screen clear or like defeat you when I will. They're just they're unblockable things that will give them an edge. And by edge, I mean it's not bullshit. It feels like you're battling something that is definitely stronger than you are, but it's not something that you have to get lucky in order to overcome. And since they are so much stronger than you have to be very careful with everything you do. Also, many of them will use healing items. However, they never do that until they like most of them don't do that until they are really low. At which point, it's a good indication that you're close to winning. Just gonna keep you on the ground. Also, this may not be the best of ideas because actually, this game sort of has that thing going on similar to Divinity, where for every turn that you're actually inactive, you keep accumulating turns. So even when the enemy is like lying on the ground, or when you are lying on the ground, like we are here, our active time bar is still increasing. Upper right punch, yes. And using items such as the guns is not really such a bad idea against bosses. However, I would generally recommend not using them like fucking ever until the end of the game. Because they are extremely useful against one particular boss, which just kind of breaks all of the rules that I said, which make the bosses in this game fun. And is best dealt with using cheapness.
When outmatched, G.
Exactly. And double S.
Still not necessary.
Yeah, it's not just an S, it's double S. And
Yeah.
we got Brain Buster. This is one of my...
That's gonna come in a lot of handy.
That's one of my favorite techniques. Because it has Brain Buster in it, and that means it can cause brain damage. Now, very important, use the save point because we finally reached the area 2.
The thought
And
of
the
going
area
above ground
2,
really turns him on.
and the area 2 is, yeah. This is where the game gets kind of difficult.
No more messing around.
Yeah, no more hand holding.